Okay, Saxon 3 class. Today we're on lesson 15, rounding to the nearest 10 and 100. And we've already gone through the mental math. We've done one problem solving together. We are ready for new concepts. So in your book, that is on page 80, right at the tip top. That's where everybody needs to be. And it says one of the sentences below states exactly how much a radio costs, and the other sentence states about how much the radio costs. Let's see. Can you tell which sentence uses a rounded price? The first one says the radio costs about $50. The second one says the radio costs $47. Which one was the rounded one? Sydney? 50, because they said about $50. That is your key. Anytime you hear the word about, you know it's going to be probably estimated. So we're going to practice in this lesson doing money amounts to the nearest $10 and nearest $100. And let's look at the first number line they gave you. To round an exact number to the nearest 10, we find the closest number that ends in 0. Okay? Like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, etc. So the example they give us is to round 47 to the nearest 10. So is 47 closer to 40 or 50? It's closer to 50. You can see that on that number line, how they did the arrow. Okay, I have another way to teach you, but we're going to go over the first example together. The price of the jacket is $63. What is the price to the nearest $10? So it's between 60 and 70, but it's closer to what?
60.
Closer to 60. Now I'm going to show you my little trick for rounding. If we took that $63, we're looking for the nearest tens, so I'm going to go ahead and underline the tens place, and we've done a lot with place value so far. The number that's going to help you decide what to do is right next to it. It's to the right, always the digit to the right. You can circle it. This digit is so important, it's going to tell us what to do to our underlined tens there. If it's 5 or higher, we get to go up. If it's below 5, we have to stay the same, okay? So what do I have to do to the 6? It stays the same. You may have heard in the past go down, but that means go down to 60. Actually, I like to say just stay the same. It's not high enough to go up, so we stay the same. And then everything drops down, that drops down becomes a 0. So that's how I like to do it, okay? Because we don't always have a number line with us, do we? Example 2, the camera costs $367. Woo-wee, that's an expensive camera. Shh. What is the price to the nearest $100? Okay, we're doing something different this time. 367, but nearest 100. Which digit is in the hundreds place, Jordan? The 3. So I underline it. What do I do to the digit to the right? Circle it. It's going to tell us what to do to this number. If it's 5 or higher, I get to go up. So what do I get to do? Go up to a 4, and everything that drops down becomes zeros. And so rounded, it's 400. Now they're going to show you on a number line. They did between 300 and 400. And when I'm doing number lines, I always like to put the number that's right in the middle on there too. So 350. And you can see that it's closer to 400. Alrighty. So we can say that $367 is about $400. What's the key word there? About. Okay. Example 3. Jasmine bought a computer game that cost $49 and a new baseball glove that cost $28. Round the prices to help you find out about how much money she spent. What would we round the $49 off to? 50. So think 50 in your head. What would we round $28 off to? 30. So now think 50 plus 30, and that's easy. About, we could say about $80. Okie dokie. We did that mentally. Lesson practice. Round these prices to the nearest $10. Okay? Look at A. We've got $27. Now I can come over here and do it this way and write out 27. It said nearest 10, so I underline the tens. Everybody, I underline the what?
10.
The 2. Circle the digit to the right. That tells us what to do. What do we do to that 2? If it's 5 or higher, we get to go up. So it comes in, that's right, changes into a 3. Everything else becomes a 0, okay? So to round $27 off to the nearest 10, we say $30. Okay, let's look at B, though, and let's try one mentally in our heads. $83 is between which two tens? It's between 80 and 90. But look at that 3. That's going to tell us which one it's closer to. 80. It's closer to 80 because the 8 would stay the same and we would drop that down and the 3 would become a 0. So $80. One more. C, $49. $50. That one was fairly easy, okay? All right, and round these prices to the nearest $100. Okay, $317. I'm going to do this one. Here we go, 317. It said to the nearest 100, so what do I underline? The 3. I have to circle the digit to the right. The 1 tells me what to do to the 3. Do I go up or stay the same? Stay the same. Everything else becomes a 0. Everything else that I have to drop down, I have to make zeros, except for the place that I'm working with, okay? So that one is $300. Let's look at $168. You guys might need to know this. You might be wanting to buy a $168 bicycle someday. I don't know. You might be on the Tour de France. Okay, it said the nearest hundreds. Everybody, what digit do I underline? What's in the hundreds place? Okay, the 1. I only circle the digit to the right. That 6 tells us what to do to the 1. Do I go up or stay the same? Ooh, it's 5 or greater. I have to go up. The 1 becomes a 2. Everything else becomes 0. So I round that off. The answer is 200. See if they agree with us. And they do. And the last one, $729. That's a horrible 7. Okay. If I underline the hundreds, what digit do I underline, everybody? The 7. I circle the 1 to the right. That 2 tells me what to do. Do I go up or stay the same? Stay the same. Everything else becomes zeros, and I have my rounded price of $700. Let's see if they agree with us. And they do. All right. Write a number sentence for this story after rounding the numbers. Okay? Then write a complete sentence to answer the question. Oh my goodness. Last weekend, Frank made muffins to sell at the carnival. He made 38 muffins on Saturday. Let's go ahead and round that. What would we round that off to?
300.
Is 38 closer to 30 or 40?
40.
Yeah, because that 8 tells you it's closer. So 40. Think 40 muffins, okay, on Saturday. And 23 muffins on Sunday. 23 is between 20 and 30, but it's closer to 20. Good. So far, in my head, we've rounded to, we've got 40 muffins, and we've got, is that right? 20 muffins. About how many muffins did Frank make on Saturday and Sunday? So I've rounded off both numbers.
About 60.
Yes. Here's my number sentence and my total answer that I have to write in a sentence. I have to say, Frank made. What word do I use? About 60 muffins. Oh, that's a horrible 0. Let me try that again. 60 muffins. See, my tablet can't keep up with me. I go so fast. Muffins on when? Saturday and Sunday. And what goes at the end? Period. If they ask you to write a sentence, you have to have your capital and your period. Okay? And I do believe that's all. Let's see. Yes.